Hello, hello. Hi, everybody. Take a quick look at something. Okay, yeah. Yeah. Hey, BC. So we started this morning on some of this stuff, and what I had just gotten to is the ability to manifest other tools here. So we're going to manifest the rest of them and then get it so that you can select them. Hey, Chili. So we just go save pretty much all these scenes. Is it easiest to just hit save on one of these and just type in something else? Like seeds? Seeds. Well, maybe seed packet is better. I don't know. I don't really care. Yeah. All right. This comes from a totally different sprite sheet altogether. This is from strawberry. Yeah. Wait, no. It's the bag of seeds. What am I talking about? Where's that? Crops? Yeah, crops. I was gonna say coincidentally this is almost correct, but I think it's got to go down a couple more rows. Are those strawberries? I don't know. Yes. Okay. Hey, noob. All right, so what's this shape? More like a circle, I guess. Kind of just a circle. Yeah, kind of just a circle. We can just do that. And then delete this one. I should probably just change this into the circle and then copy the shape over here. Copy and paste. Then delete this. And then just lower this down a little bit. Nice. All right, so they're the seeds. Now we need the sickle. Where is that? The shovel is there. It's one to the right. Okay, easy peasy. We go change this. And it's kind of the same shape. Yeah, I don't think we need to change anything else. And the final one is the axe. And where is that? That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the left. So it's 48. Hey, Atomic. Is the farm game done? Nothing's really done, but it's close enough to done that I think we're just going to move on at this point. So yeah, I'll show you what we're working on now. Why does this keep happening? I have snapping turned on again. Okay, that explains it. There. And save that. Cool. Okay, so now we have 5 different scenes. Hey, Ryan, thank you. Welcome back to you too. So we have 5 different scenes. We want to know when you've selected a certain item. So yeah, here's where we get this. So private farm item ID selected tool is none. And we want to select the final thing in this list. Actually, not really the final thing in this list. If 0 is the first item, we want to select like -2. Purposely select a blank item so that you don't spew items until trying to air dash. Okay, selected tool equals item ID. All right, and then we do create farm item. Create farm item. All right, so this is just going to be the item. This is going to be the item sprite, and this is going to be the item collision. We need to find every collision shape under it and rescale it, which means we probably want a script on the root class. So I'll go add a new thing over here. Call this farm item as rigid body. Partial class that inherits from rigid body 2D. And we need a public function to set scale. And then probably a private list of collision shapes. No, we need to know how to expand every collision shape. This is frustrating. Yeah. Yeah, this will be a little bit annoying. So collision shapes. And then in ready, we want to fetch all of them. And we want to fetch the sprite. Private sprite 2D sprite. All right, so the sprite we can go get node sprite. Sounds good. Just replace that. Hopefully that renamed everything automatically. Yep, nice. Then collision shapes, we got to just fetch them all. Yeah, this is not a good idea now that I think about this. Because every time this enters the scene, we're going to have to do this. I mean, we could do it for now, but this is where pooling these would make the most sense. And then reusing them. But let's do it the inefficient way for now. So collision shapes, add range, get children of type collision shape 2D. And then when changing the scale, we need to go through each one of these. And we can't just do dot scale. We have to change it based on the type of shape it is. So switch shape dot, I don't even know how we do this better. All right, if shape is capsule shape 2D capsule, then we do shape dot height. Oh wait, no, not shape. Capsule dot radius and height. If shape is circle shape, circle, then circle dot radius. If it's a rectangle, we don't even have any rectangles. I don't know what you do here. Just size times equal to. Otherwise, just say we don't recognize it. Throw new. Figure it out. Invalid. Now, why is this a problem? Because we want to go through each shape. And this is technically not correct. Is it correct? Collision shape. Yeah, it's correct. But this needs to be shape.shape. So this is like collision shape. And then we change this. This is not needed. All right, I think we're good. So now when we get a scale, we just say this is farm item as rigid body. Then we just do item.set scale. Scale. If that's not already a floating point, it should be. Okay, it is. So we now delete this. We don't need to get the item spring collision. Set all the rest of this is fine. And now we need to change which scene path we load. String scene path equals farm or like item ID. What did I call this? What did I call this? Selected tool. Okay, selected tool switch. Okay, does it know how to fill this in for me? Case. How do you do this? Add missing arms. There we go. So if it's null, we just don't do anything. If selected tool is equal to none, just return. So the shovel is, I guess I'll just copy all these things. Shovel, seeds, sickle, and axe. And we could say like base path or like path to all items. There's a lot of allocations I'm doing here. Yeah. Okay. Hey, worry. All right, let's go try this out. See if this works. Just change this scene path. Yeah, let's see. I think it should work. So we start out and nothing's happening. But as soon as I select an item up here, like the axe, it should start flinging axes. And instead it broke. Unable to cast rigid body 2D to farm items. So that means that the script did not propagate to these scenes. It did not. I never even put it on there. Okay, well then there's no lack of propagation. There's just no me doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Let's try this again. Fever Dream, yes. I think this has been really cool to work on. All right, unable to cast. Wait, what? Is this even running correctly? It might still break, but it looked like it didn't reload. Okay, yeah, no. Okay, so it kind of worked. We have yeah, some issue here. Sprite not found relative to this. Yeah, that should hopefully do it. Okay, let's try. It's still not working correctly. Oh, that's because of the UID. Okay. Hey, Kevin. All right, let's try it. So the scale is not working. But it looks like the... Oh, man, look, that one got stuck. Like the hatchet in the ground. All right, now what about the sickles? Yeah. And then the watering can. And then the seed packet. And then the shovels. Okay. Another incredibly rich usage today. Yeah, so as you press this, it shifts. And when you select nothing, that's pretty cool. All right, we have a bunch of issues here. It's still complaining about this. I think we need to save this scene again. I'm not sure. Why is the scale not working? Float range should always return. Yeah, that should work. This is probably failing, but it's failing for all of them. I wonder what I did wrong. Maybe I didn't change the sprite size. Scale is 1.5. Okay, good. So now we go into here. Let me find out what I did wrong. And yeah, I forgot to change the sprite size. Sprite size. Okay. This should not have ever been here. And that should do it. Okay, let's try that out. Oh, right. Delete this. I don't care about that anymore. I don't care about this anymore. Although this is actually a problem. What's going on here? Reference not set to an instance. Sprite is null? How? Oh, do I need to load all of these to get them to like rework whatever was happening? I don't think so. What am I missing? The sickle. Yeah, they're all right there. What's going on then? Sprite. Sprite 2D. Get. Oh, because they haven't been added to the scene yet? Yeah. Done. Hey, Magnus. Hey, Wednesday, Magnus. I'm always going to check. Okay, now we're getting the scale to work, but it's doing some weird stuff, obviously. It looks like it's just weird stuff with the axe, though. Nope, the watering can too. So I think there are multiple collision shapes. No, it's not just that. Strange, though. It's like only the circles are messing up. So I think we need to do something else for circles. And I don't know what it needs to do differently. Circle has radius. Yeah, that's it. Oh, maybe it should be radius times scale divided by 2. That doesn't make sense. No, I don't know what's going wrong here. I'd leave that in. It's already kind of broken enough as it is. I don't think we need to make it more broken. Hey, TJ. Also, hi, Dark. All right, so here's the circle. If we change its radius from 5 to 10, does that fit a double-sized sprite? Yes. So what's going on here? Huh. capsules aren't messing up, right? No. Strange. Is there a scale happening? No, there's not a scale happening twice. Huh. Yeah, strange. Where? Let me try this again. Pipe stream. Pipe dream. Okay, so yeah, the axes are messing up for sure. The sickles are working totally fine. The shovels are presumably working fine. So it's the other three that aren't working okay. So like the seed packets, for example, they're going nuts. What is doing that? So seeds have a circle. The watering can has a circle, and the axe has a circle. So yeah, the circles must be broken. I just don't understand how that's possible. Well, I guess what we can do is we can have visible collision shapes. And then just set this to pink or something like that. And now we should see what's going wrong with the axe. Probably gonna be something hilarious. Ah, they're getting bigger and bigger. That is hilarious. Okay, I just need to set this to local to scene. Whoops. How funny. And where's the last one? Seeds. Yeah, that is pretty funny. Okay, that should fix everything. Big circle doesn't like me. All right, so now when we select the axe, yeah, everything's fine. All right, nice. So yeah, as you air dash, you'll start to see this stuff happen. Yeah, that just went wrong with this again. What is this? A node in the scene this one inherits from has been removed or moved. So a recovery process needs to take place. Please resave this file. Is that the only one that was a problem for? I can just try them all out. Hey, Illusionary Moon. And take care, Atomic. Thanks for dropping by. Yep, that was it. All right, so if you want, you could spam this like this. And change which items come out of you. This is such a great game. Hey, Maestro. This is the best game. I really want to see someone's reaction to playing this for the first time. All right, so falling works a little strangely here. Right, because like we're still emitting sickles, but then like all of a sudden there was just an axe there floating in the air. I wonder why. And you can see all the other ones falling. They take time to catch up with you. God, what a great game. What a fantastic game. There's a watering can at the top of the scene. Oh, man. This is unintentional, but very funny to me. It should fade out, too. Yep, there it goes. Goodbye, watering can. Take care, Kevin. Oh, man. What are these errors? Cannot access a disposed object. Oh, it's not even that it's null or not. It's that it literally doesn't exist anymore. Is instance valid, player? I mean, we can figure this out in a different way. Abby. Abby? Come on, cat. Come on, Abby. I'm going to get very warm. I turned up the heat a lot because I was freezing during lunchtime. Want to come sit down? Change the add diamond spot in this scene to something else. I don't know why yet. Yeah, like I said, all the text is going to be garbled. So it's probably just going to be, yeah, garbled text. But I have some ideas for what we can do. Abby, will you come over? She's going to the window. Oh, she's gone. Okay. Add other tools, done. start with this. That's done. Okay, so let's go check in what I've done already. This is in the farming game, and this is its standalone thing, right? Yeah, use string names. I'll just check this in on its own. Did you change this text to something other than to do add more diamonds here? Yeah. All right, so use Godot string names in farming game. All right, the rest of this though should be stuff we actually got to check in, right? This is interesting. I wonder if there's a way to do this in collision shape. Like collision shape dot maybe shape can have a scale or something like that. You can't change the size here. No, you got to change it per thing. I'm kind of surprised. I wonder if we should put this on collision shape then, because this sounds like it'd be nice reusable code. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. So we have Godot extensions here. Let's add, whoops, I don't know, I just clicked. Let's add one for collision shape 2D extensions. .cs. Oh, look who came crawling back. Okay, I will move. Yeah, come sit down. Come sit down. Come on, Abby. Come on, take your little butt down. You want to come over? Good cat. Fast cat. Yes. Now, plop down. No, where are you going? I want to do work. Come on. Come over. Abby. Abby. Come sit down. Come on, girl. Oh, yeah, that got you. Yeah, that's right. King of the castle. You know, she's the best cat. Yes, you are. All right. Good cat. Now, sit down. Okay, so let's copy what we have for this sort of thing. Okay, we take in a collision shape 2D shape, well, collision shape, I guess. And then write some functions in here. So this is going to be like set, or maybe just it's called scale. Whoop, that didn't work. How do we do this? Just public void scale. Float scale. And then I'm just going to copy all of this, right? Done. Note, I just didn't write the rest of these, but it should follow the same pattern as above. Is there some kind of like shape dot type or something? Or can I print that out maybe? Yeah, I want to do that. So here we just say shape dot scale. Why is this not finding it? Scale. And delete all of that. Oh, I want to scale the collision shape, not this. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. What am I doing wrong? Collision shape 2D, that's what this is, right? Yeah. So, I'm missing something really obvious. And it should just be the import for this, but I don't know why it's not asking if I want to import this. Using this. Oh, now it works. Huh. I wonder if it assumed it was a property and this should have actually been called like set scale. Would it have, let's try that. Let's see if it would have found it if I have the name set. Wait, set scale exists already? Oh my God, it already exists. Oh, we can't do that then. What do we call this then? Set scale doesn't do what I actually want it to do, does it? No, this is on node 2D. What do we call this? Scale shape. Yeah, and then I'll name this to scale shape. And now it should detect it. Yep, there. Cool, great. Okay, nice. All right, I like that a lot. You can't just scale a rigid body 2D. You need to scale the sprite and the collision shape 2D. This function can be used to easily scale any collision shape. Nice. Yeah, I like that a lot. Yeah, I provide. Life's going great. How are you doing? I haven't seen you in a long time. Actually, it's been almost exactly a year. Wow. Yeah. So my main news is that I launched Skeleseller on March 17th. So this is the biggest piece of news because this is what I was working toward for the last entire year. And then since then, I started working on a new game. Oh, Frankie, you have the same colors before now. How do you check that? I can click someone's name and just see all their messages. So the last time you were here was April 4th. And back then you were asking about Skeleseller. Oh, is this a new game you're making? So now we're working on a new game. Ups and downs. What are the like top 2 ups that have happened? I'm still blue on my screen. You were a different blue earlier for me. Now you're almost the same blue as I for Phi, but not quite. Does it include my name stylings? No, I don't think so. No. It doesn't. Disappointing. They need to save a lot more, I guess, per message that you send if they had to do that. They're already saving a lot. I don't think it saves name color either, probably, now that I think about it. I don't think so. Hey, Mersham. Congrats for the game. Thank you. Thank you. Hope you're doing well. Started doing ballroom dance lessons that I really enjoy and met pretty interesting people do that. Awesome. Yeah. I think that's great. I took dance lessons a long time ago and hated pretty much every single one. And I was doing it myself and as an adult. I just don't like dancing. Okay, so now you can change the hotbar. This should eventually be shifted. Maybe just have a random chance. Do we have a percent chance function already? Percent chance. I mean, it's pretty simple. Where do we write such a function? Maybe random extensions? Yeah, that probably makes sense. Public bool percent chance. Okay, just put this up here. And return random float percent. Return statement is missing. Okay. There we go. I did salsa. Following you for almost 10 years. Hey, Birkendev. Yeah, I was looking through my founders the other day, and there are like 4 or 5 who are still active here, which is kind of cool. It's been so long. Salsa's cool. I like music. I like maybe the idea of dancing, but I do not feel the need to dance. And I've like had some kind of bad experiences, just, embarrassing moments in my life that were based around dancing. So yeah, not gonna touch that again. Hey, leave your girl. No, still no Adam dance. I don't know if you can see right now. I think a little tiny bit of Abby is showing right now here. Can you? I can't tell because I have my thumbnail too small. Yeah, you can see just the top of her fur. She's sleeping. Don't disturb her. Thanks for sharing that bug, by the way, Leap Your Girl. I looked into it for like an hour, though, and I just cannot figure out how it could have realistically happened. I did a ton of investigating in that time and trying different things out. And so, yeah, if you ever do encounter it again, do let me know. All right, let's go change farming game, or no, fever game. So that instead of this, we do random.shared.percent chance. And how did this work before? Let me think about this. It was set to 1/10 of a second. Is that what it was? Percent 10. No, 6 times a second. So if I want that same chance, we get 60 of these. So just 6 divided by, so it's just be 0.1, right? Yeah. Let's try that out. Hey, Wendy, how you doing? You know, every once in a while I check in the morning, is Wendy streaming? If you're not, I throw my phone against a window and try shattering one or both of them. So now it's a semi-random distribution. Well, it's completely random. Yeah. This is very funny to me still. Yeah, I should use the extend selection. I have a shortcut set up for that, and I just haven't really used it. Can't seem to get to it. No, it makes sense. I don't think it should be a priority if game dev is your priority. It's like if streaming helps game dev, then great. But a lot of times it does not help game dev. All right, we can check in all this stuff now. This is looking pretty slick. This is all kind of trash. Yeah, what is this complaining about? Converting the constant. Yeah, that's fine. Const string path. I can't even see what it is she's kicking or collecting. Oh, those are the tools that you have equipped. So is this still running? Oh, that's weird. Good way to showcase the game. Yeah. Yeah. So this is the Fever Dream game that you're in. So you can see everything's a little bit off. Like your life bar has changed to the one from the farming game. You've got these farming tools, but you're in a platformer. It's slightly askew by 1 degree. Instead of diamonds, there are strawberries. And when you collect them, instead of showing you a counter, it's showing a bunch of strawberries on the left side of the screen over there. And when you get to the part where you're taught to air dash, you air dash and it selects a tool. When you have a tool selected, it's just going to throw them out into the terrain for you. So this is just meant to be a like very broken experience. And it is, and I think it's amazing. I'm very happy with this. Yeah. Hey, David. And then eventually you do the same, like try to make it over to here. You can't, you fall down. I actually think it might be possible to make it over there though. And then once you do land here, you'll see all the ones fall through the sky from earlier, which I'm keeping in the game. I just love that. Oh, thank you, Leap Year Girl. Now Wendy won't get ads here. Welcome, 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 Wendy. I've been watching The Boys, the final season, and I just, every time I see Billy Butcher, I keep thinking of Wendy. They don't have the same accent, but it's close enough for me. My untrained American ear. I'm like, it's Wendy Beard on the screen, guys. And nobody's around. Nobody's around to hear me say this. Okay, so I changed the player position so that when you land, you are in the architect's realm. You are now hovering over the ground. I need to fix that. I try to sometimes say things like how he does, but I can't totally figure out what I'm doing wrong. Like even the way he says the word her, he doesn't pronounce the huh like I do. He says like but it's not like that either. It's something slightly different. I can't do it. Okay, so this is looking good. We changed it to a constant. Let's move to the next one. This has the tiniest rotation. Still find this hilarious. Rigid bodies. Okay, all that's good. Prevent movement. This is used so that we stop the hotbar movement as well. Change the position of collision shapes. This is for the player, right? Yeah. Yeah, I broke some things there, though. We could do some vocal coaching on stream. I teach you how to talk like an American. I tell you, you're saying, I need to get my credit card all wrong. Just totally wrong. I've just been humoring you whenever I type Adam Lull into your chat. All right, I think we're all done now, right? These are all new files and they all look good. So let's check it in. Allow spewing tools. This is based on which tool is selected. You gotta order 10 burgers for something equally American. I was reading some thread online about, I forgot what the topic was. It was something like, what are some misconceptions you had? Or like, what culture shock did you have? And someone said that they were an American traveling to Australia, and the Australians asked them like, okay, so how many burgers do you have every day? And the American is like, I have one every like, couple of weeks maybe. And they were shocked. They were just like, oh my God, the way the media portrays it, I thought you were like having a burger all the time. It's just like constantly happening. I don't know what ages these people were in this, possibly made up conversation, but it was very funny to me to think of that. We had to pay Adam to vocal coach him. No, Wendy could learn a lot from me when it comes to speaking. That guy's talking in some like weird accent over there. English? I don't think so. It's been maladapted. He's a Martian. I think you had an explosion of items come from the dash too. Yeah, let's try this out. We need to create an item with a different not angular momentum, I guess, but velocity. Where is that? It's an impulse applied here. If we apply 2 impulses, I think this will be a problem. It probably helped me on Twitch if I sounded 10% more American. I don't think that's true. I think having an English accent can only benefit you over having an American accent, unless you're doing like a period piece in America where you're supposed to sound like you're from New York and you have an English accent. Then maybe it would be bad. Excuse me. Hey, SW. Hi there. Do you have knowledge of GPC scripting? I don't know what GPC scripting is. C-based language designed to enhance your game experience through personalized macros on demand. No, I haven't used this. Is this for like scripting arbitrary games? Because if so, you could probably ask AI to do this sort of thing. Yeah. The toilet flushes and the light switches. I've been to Canada a few times. I don't remember anything strange about toilets flushing. What's strange about that? Is it like the flushing mechanism is different? So when you air dash, that is your player doing this. We should probably emit. Oh, there's an added effect. I mean, we could have like an air dash. In fact, actually, is this the only place it's ever used for? It is? Oh, wow, it is. So we could just change this into air dashed. And then it can create a bunch of tools. What do you think the patties were in those burgers, Wendy? What do you think? Yeah, SW, I haven't done that. Yeah, but like I said, AI could probably help. Hey, Mr. D-Boy. Hey, thanks for setting out that package. I feel bad because, like I said, it was on my to-do list. I hadn't forgotten. I do this thing on Discord where I purposely leave messages unread if I need to tackle them. And the problem is that then, one, I have a ton of notifications, and two, like, it's not really the use of marking things unread. So I hadn't meant to push it onto your plate. But anyway, I'm glad to see you've had more success with Mr. Farm Boy. Did something happen, by the way, that caused the spike in players? I felt like it would suck me into a vortex. Oh, it's just powerful? You miss anything from VS Code? I have a note in here about the comparison to VS Code. Apparently, I've only written down positives in this note. I do miss a bunch of like shortcuts. I need to spend some more time filling these out because I have a whole list of things. Where is it? Yeah, here. I need to make all of these changes and I just haven't yet. So whenever anything works differently from VS Code, I get a little bit annoyed. So for example, if I press Command 1, it goes to my first tab, and Command 9 goes to my last tab, which is actually number 13. In Rider, I don't know what they do. It's supposed to access different like tool windows or something, and I don't want that. Oh, Medieval Fest. Oh, interesting. I hadn't thought of even applying to that. I didn't think Scala Seller would get accepted in. Although I also wasn't aware it was going on, so I probably wouldn't have ended up doing anything anyway. All right, so we could change this to air dashed. And I guess the effect could be added in based on the position that we have here. Yeah, I'm debating about how much I want to change this. Well, how about this? Let's just make this easier for right now. Sorry, I'm starting to get warm with this cat on me and the heat running at like full blast. Aerial dashed. So this has to take in a Boolean, I guess, at the very least, of whether you're facing left or right. Looks like a tornado. This isn't even correct. Oh, there are multiple effects you add. Oh, well, then this is the right way to do things. Wow, I'm glad I looked at that. I don't know what I was thinking. So facing left, I guess, will be true. I don't know, that's kind of silly. I should probably just pass in a vector. So facing left, question mark, vector 2 dot left, otherwise right. And then look at the definition of this, take in a vector 2. Okay, so the platformer game listens for this. I want the Fever Dream game to listen for this. So player dot aerial dash plus equal on player aerial dash. Actually, what am I doing? I should just have this thing fill it in for me. Yeah. All right, so this is the direction. This is the dash direction. So I want to go create a bunch of tools now facing the other way, and I got to change their impulse that's applied to it. How do I want to do this? Maybe when you aerial dash. No. I just want to have it be based on what's selected. So how about we start with this? Let's set the selected tool equal to the shovel, just so that something happens. And then we'll call create farm item. And I want to do this like 5 times or maybe 10 times. I is less than 5. Good, cool. So we're going to create 5 items. This is just going to be where the player is right now. And it's always going to be shovels. So all I need to do is dash in the air. So if I press R on the ground, it's not going to do anything. But if I dash in the air, yeah, produce 5 shovels at once. So I can produce a whole bunch of these if I want. But now they need to go in a different direction. And if you dash to the right, then the shovels are going to go to the left. So create farm item should probably pass in a vector to direction or impulse direction. And then we take that direction, here it is, and we rotate it. Okay, now we go back over to here. And this is going to be dash direction dot rotated. And this is radians, right? So math dot pi. And then over here, it is vector 2 dot up. All right, let's try that. Yeah, those are the keys. I just haven't set them up yet. So like at some point I should just devote some time to doing that. I just haven't done it. All right, so now you dash in the air and yeah, nice. So they just shoot some shovels out from the side. Now they should probably also go up a little bit. So how do we do that? What direction does this rotate? Is it clockwise? Kind of surprised it doesn't tell you what direction it is. Okay, well, how about we just type something in for right now? No, I want to like mix this going upward. There's some way to do this. I just don't know exactly how. Maybe slurp. Returns a result of the spherical linear interpolation between this vector and 2 by amount weight. Also handles interpolating the lengths if they're different lengths. So if I slurp this with vector 2 dot up, and then what I got to pass in the weight, and we say it's like 0.5, does this work the way I want? I want it to go upward from left or right. That's good. And that's good. Yeah, nice. Okay, cool. Well, it all worked out. So now we can lower the weight a little bit, maybe like 3.5, and then stop doing this. And yeah, there we go. So that's Iletix's idea, where now when you air dash, it shoots out whatever tool you had selected. It also changes the tool. God, these are going everywhere. Okay, hold on a second. What happened there? Made like a million of those, right? Oh, wait, it changes the tool second. Or, no, it changes the tool for using it. So if I don't have something selected and I press R, it shoots shovels out. I want it to shoot what it used to have. The only way to change that is to make this order be different. The way the input handling works in Godot is that it's always the lowest thing in the scene tree that gets it first, I think. But then that would be the player first. Or am I wrong about that? Godot engine input. Or there's some like input order thing that I have here. Just search for it. Godot input order. Yeah, this input event. And they say when sending events to its child and descendant nodes, viewport will do so. It's depicted in the following graphic. Yeah, so the lowest thing in the tree. I don't understand why. Well, we could do something a little bit tricky here, and we could delay this by a frame. Alternatively, we could track what this was at the beginning of the frame. There are a lot of different ways we can do this. We could also add a node at the bottom of the scene that keeps track of the hotbar selections. Hotbar doesn't itself have any input, right? No, it doesn't. This doesn't seem right to... Oh, wait, no, it's not happening this way. Input is happening there, and here it's physics process. Oh, right. So it's not happening from input. Hey, Maya. Okay. So we would probably need to track what this was at the beginning of the frame. Let's just try and see if that even works. Private farm item ID, last selected tool, or like prior selected tool. I don't know, whatever, something like that. So every physics process frame, we just set this here to selected tool. And then when we create a farm item, we need to say selected tool equals last selected tool. And then get what the other one was. saved. I'll save this off. Select the tool. And there. Okay, let's see if that works. This is a pretty kind of bad way of solving it, I think. But does it at least operate this way? No, it's not working still. Yeah, so it all depends on the order of when this happens. So it must be the platformer player is fully resolving this. So this air dash gets hit, it calls into this, it calls into this, and that's after we've already changed the tool. So I'd have to have platformer player indicate that it's done. Or couldn't I just have this inside of this? Would this work? I'm getting like way too warm. I gotta get up soon, but the cat's sleeping so peacefully. No, this still isn't working. Oh, wait. No, yeah, it's still not working. All right. Maybe we don't worry about this too much right now, because this doesn't matter a whole lot. Hang on, let me get up. Abby, I'm sorry. Come on, girl. I'll be right back. I gotta turn off the heat. Got warm fast. Okay, cat. You can come back. She's just thrown off like it was nothing. Abby, you can come back. I'm sorry. Let me think about this. What's happening here? Player has, I do want to think about this for a little longer. Physics process, and that's where we process the aerial dash. And then Fever Dream Game has input, and this is where we change which tool is used. But then this emits an event which causes the game to create tools. Justice for Abby. Here. Come on, feline justice. Wanna come up? Cat. Come on, cat. Come on. Abby. She's just staring at me. Okay, fine. I'll let her decide to do it. And yeah, the problem is we press R and it emits tools of the new selection. I want it to emit them of the old selection. So we get input before we get process. Yeah. So we get input, we keep track of the prior selected tool. And then we use that. What am I doing wrong? Huh. Animated emojis in default Twitch since when? You mean like this kind of emote? Because these have been in for a long time. Like some, at least small number of years, probably more than that. Maybe a medium number of years. Selected tool equals last selected tool. Yeah, I don't see what's wrong here. Oh, unless I'm still changing this in physics process. Please tell me I'm not. No, I'm not. I don't get what's wrong. Yeah, let's put a breakpoint here and here. I don't think this should be hard to figure out. I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, whoops. I need to put this, I guess, actually over here. So first I select a different tool. We got to select something like that. There. So now we have an actual tool selected here. We have the seeds. And now when I press R in the air, the last selected tool is still seeds. Good. Then this will select a new thing. So now the selected tool is the one to the right of it, watering can. And then we hit play and it calls into this, where the last selected tool is the watering can somehow. How? Oh, because there are many input events happening at once? That's probably why. I see. So I guess we set this here. Yeah. And then over here, we just set this to the current one. Okay, this might work. You're no longer unmarried. Congratulations. Was this like all of a sudden? I guess what I want to ask, and feel free to not answer this, was this arranged or love marriage? All right, yeah, this is looking good. But either way, congrats. I always thought it was better Twitch. I see. Yeah. No, they're part of the default. Okay, so this is working how I wanted it to now. Yeah. Yep, nice. So silly. I think I want to lower the probability of them just appearing by default. Like physics process here should probably do 0.2. No, other way around. 0.05. Yeah, there. It's a love marriage. We dated for 9 years. Okay, yeah. Just curious because you never mentioned it. At least I don't think you mentioned it. But yeah, congratulations. That's awesome. I hope it was a good wedding. Indian question. Oh, did I just land on the... Oh, no, that's probably fine. Because I fixed a bug there a while ago. Yeah. It does it take the player's momentum into account? Because if I do something like this... Oh, your facing direction is not the direction of the aerial dash. Okay, that's the problem. I didn't realize you could do that. So here we say facing left. We don't want facing left. We want the direction that is opposite. Yeah, dash right. Here it is. So dash right, left. That didn't change for some reason. Okay, I think we got it all working. Sleeping on your left for the rest of your life. I mean, you might change sides of the bed at some point. But yeah, I remember when I went from just dating my now wife to, I mean, we were engaged for some time and then getting married, but calling her my wife for some time was strange to me. Yeah, all right, this is good. This is exactly what I want. I know I'm testing this a lot, but I just want to make sure it's good. And it is. Look at all these things. I wonder if one strawberry should really be like 10 strawberries or something, or just give you a random amount. Yeah, what if it gave you a random amount every time you got one? Strawberry counter. So collected strawberry is here. And we do points per collection. What if we did like points per collection plus random.shared.next? How does this work again? Non-negative. No. Isn't there like next range or something? How do you do this? Oh, next takes an into minimax. There we go. And what about the one that just takes in a max? It is upper bound less than the specified maximum. Okay. So if we say like next 3, then we'll get 0, 1, or 2. Hey, Potato. Yeah, so they are shooting out loot every time they... Well, if they just stand around, they shoot whatever item you have equipped at the time. So yeah, now depending on how many strawberries you pick up... you should be able to go, oh no, I guess it can never overflow. Can I make it up there? You can. All right, I want to try to collect all the strawberries that I can get. We can't get those ones over there and still be able to make it back. So let's go over here. Yeah, that's a little bit better. I think it should have been a random amount because the most you can get is this plus maybe 3 more. All right, nice. Nice, nice, nice. Does it get negative? No, it doesn't. Get away with some bugs and roughness because you can blame the architect. Well, in this particular case, it's your character who made this game, kind of. Someone has ADHD, and I'm also someone with anxiety problems. Love the idea of coding and game dev, but the starting is hard. Some people are telling me if you don't know when to start, you should not start at all. What do you think? Any feedback would be appreciated. If you don't know when to start, I've never heard that before. Usually I've heard people have doubts about like, how do I start? And then that leads to them being kind of paralyzed and then not starting. But anyway, the way I always look into this is make things as easy for yourself as possible. And unless the stakes are super high, like if you're learning how to become an electrician, like if you're learning how to become an electrician, probably learn from someone who actually knows what they're doing, right? Don't just go mess around with stuff because you could hurt yourself. But if we're talking about game dev here, it's like you can't hurt yourself doing game dev. You shouldn't be able to hurt yourself doing game dev. So yeah, just go download a game engine and get started. Like nothing stops you from going to Godot and clicking this and clicking download, and then where's docs there? Yeah, and there's a getting started guide in here right there. So yes, I highly recommend doing that, clicking download and then clicking this and then just getting started on this stuff. And if you need an idea for a game to pursue, there's this list of 20 games here that is rated in terms of difficulty. And there's your first one, Pong. So download Godot, look through the docs, then think, how would I make Pong? And you'll now come up with a set of very small problems, like how do I render a thing to the screen? How do I control input? How do I increase the score? And you'll be able to solve those problems pretty easily using all the resources online. And then you'll come up with improvements you want to make to the game or different games you want to make. And you can keep working through that list or come up with your own stuff. Hey, Nate, I'm working switching through to Obsidian from OneNote. One thing you didn't seem to mention in your Obsidian video is the map view. The graph one, you mean? Other creators say you should not use a traditional folder structure. Suggest creating links and using the map and search features to navigate around. I'm curious what you do. So what I do is I end up searching my notes using the just this thing. So like when I want to go to my Godot notes, I type Godot and then I have a bunch of notes here. If I still needed a more visual way of looking at this, I would just right click this and go to reveal in navigation. And there's like a folder view. Yeah, I don't use the graph view at all. In fact, I disabled the shortcut for it. It's Command G by default. It does nothing for me. I do have links to other notes. I'm just not a visual person. So yeah, I just treat them like files and folders pretty much. I get it. Just mess around with stuff as you go. Yeah, pretty much. The way I think is, like I said, one is make things as easy for yourself as possible. And two is have a project scoped to what you can do. Or like maybe not what you can do, maybe to slightly beyond what you can do. So for example, make Pong, if you don't know how to make a game, is slightly outside of what you can do. You're learning how to make Pong. So that's pretty good. Make World of Warcraft is not good. That is way beyond what you can do if you've never made a game before. So like generally this will lead to you getting demotivated and having like a bunch of partially finished systems, and then that demotivation can lead to you not wanting to do this again, which I think is harmful in the long run. So yeah, scope it to slightly beyond what you do. And what a project does for you is a project is basically just a problem generator. And with bigger projects, you have pretty much just more problems, right? Like, oh, how do we balance this? How do we get the art to match the style? How do we release this to different people? How do we localize the game? Yeah, exactly, method. Yeah. So yeah, I hope that helps. It's pretty much just get into it. Don't question things for too long. You really can't make a wrong move learning game dev at first. And if you feel like, hey, I'm getting into bad habits, then fine, seek out a teacher or something. But at least at that point, you'd know that you like it well enough. Then I make a list to do this, do that. I make it hard for myself. Yeah, no, that's pretty common. Yeah, it's pretty common to overthink this stuff or get excited and just expect things to be easy. It won't necessarily be easy, but it should at least be a little bit fun. Anyway, it is just about to have an ad break start, so I'm going to take a quick break. Is it jump time? Is that going to trigger? I don't think you got the time. Is it jump time? It's jump time. Hello, close the game. All right, so we did this. We did this. Let's go check this in. Hang on 1 second. Let me turn this off for a sec. I want to clean my glasses. Because they're, for some reason, not foggy, but there's some smudge on it. Okay, there we go. Last selected tool, aerial dash, that looks good. On player aerial dash, let's go do this. Yep. What do we do here? Select the tool. There shouldn't be a problem. I shouldn't need to do this, I think. Ever think about contacts? I've had contacts like a long, long time ago. I don't like managing them. Nothing really beats the ease of use of glasses, I think. And glasses don't really bother me. Yeah, I have to clean them every once in a while. That's not too bad. All right, so this is working. Yeah. And we randomize the number of strawberries. I mean, that shouldn't be checked in with this. We can check that and then uncheck that. Farm item impulse. Okay, great. Oh, and what about the, well, that's fine. And what's this? This is good. Anything else here? Yep, that's fine. Okay, great. So create a burst of tools on dashing. This was Iletics's idea. And then this is randomize the number of strawberries you get. This is just for fun. Okay. Hey, Jimmy. I don't like putting things close to my eyes, so glasses are my choice too. Yeah, I don't like the idea of, I mean, I used to be better at this when I was wearing contacts, but I don't like the idea of touching my eyes. And I don't like the idea of them drying out if I have contacts in. Or I don't know. I'm not a fan of contacts, I think. What about LASIK? LASIK is only really temporary, right? Although, yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm just gonna stick with glasses. I'm not really bothered by glasses. Yeah. How often do you get your prescription updated? I usually go once a year for an eye exam, and sometimes there are small changes to it. I've been trying to use eye drops more consistently. We bought a big thing of them from Costco. All right, so we're going to stop you from getting strawberry. I'm not actually certain I love this idea anymore. I kind of liked it originally. So the idea was this: instead of you being able to collect strawberries on your own, you need to select the sickle and have it touch a strawberry. This is sort of a reference to how you'll need to farm some strawberries in the game you're about to go to. Hmm. We could try it out and see if I like it, but I don't know if it's the kind of thing players would notice or care. Let me see what this would feel like. Let's try it, because it is a little awkward to do this. So you'd have to pick this, and then that's weird. Hold on, what just happened there? Everything happened all at once when I jumped. Is that just a coincidence? I think it was just a coincidence. So yeah, you would not be able to click the strawberries, basically. You'd have to have the sickles hit them, which might make it tedious to try to collect them all. Although it could allow you to collect them in ways that you couldn't have collected them before. And you would be able to jump right through them, which if you don't have anything selected, you might be like, why can't I collect the strawberry? You know, imagine I'm touching it right now. You're like, what? I'm not collecting it. What's going on here? But you might go through the whole game and just not realize that, right? You might get over to here and then you finally air dash and it shoots like shovels and you're like, what's happening right now? And unless you actually select the sickle, well, maybe you would select the sickle thinking like that's how you harvest the plant, right? I don't know. But you can't control the direction of them. So you have to get kind of lucky. All right, let's just try it and see what it does. All right, yeah, take care, Jimmy. All right, so how do we do this? Strawberries right now, if we go to platformer collectible, they are, no, it's not even there. It's in strawberry. Yes, right there. Okay, so they're collectible by the player. We would need to make them collectible by a specific collision layer. Game specific to. Blends every minigame flawlessly into one. Imagine. All right, so in this case now, strawberries can only be collected by a collision layer of 6. Oh, but that means that other tools are going to collide with it. So if I don't do anything right now, then the tools will bounce off of the strawberries? Is that right? No, they don't. Yeah, and that's what I want. Okay, so I got to go make it so that... how do we... Oh, right, they don't bounce off because it's an area, not a rigid body. Okie dokie. All right, so where's the tool that we make? Here it is, farm items, rigid body. Okay, so what I want to do is they already have a layer. Where is it? Here. They already have a layer of 5. I want to change it to a layer of 6 in this case. But it's got to hit the ground as well. So it's got to be 5 and 6. All right, so how about we try that here? Let's set the, what is it called? Layer. Collision layer equals, and this is a bit mask, right? So I think we can do set collision layer value. Yeah, like this. All right, layer number and value. Layer number is apparently 6 and value is true. Is that correct? I don't know if they're 1 indexed or 0 indexed. So I guess we're going to find out. Wait, no, we won't. Because I got to go change how strawberries get collected, right? Yeah, if it is a farm item as rigid body. Yeah, that should do it. Now, every item is going to count because I did not limit this to sickles. But as long as a shovel touches one of these, yeah, nice. Look at that. So we can't collect them ourselves. Oh, I guess it is. Oh, this is a little different from what I was thinking. Because if you're touching it, then that means that the sickles are coming out of where you are. So as long as you have the sickles selected, you'll collect them all. All right, well, whatever. That's fine. So let's go change this. So we need to know what kind of farm item it is. So like public void enable collision with collectibles. Let me just put this here. And then back in the Fever Dream game, when we make this, if selected tool is equal to the sickle, then item.enable collision. That'll do it. So now shovels cannot collect strawberries, but sickles can. And that means that I can't collect them at all like this. Yeah. So this is how a player might experience this. They might be like, why am I not getting the strawberries? And then they switch to the sickle. Just wait for it. Wait for it. Oh my god, really? All right, I'll just stand here. Yeah. You don't even need to like touch them. You can just move beyond them. And as a result, we can put them like way up in the sky. Hi, Abby. I'm harvesting them like way down to the level. Maybe I should make sickles come out of you more rapidly than the other tool. I wonder how they get stuck in the ground like that. Oh, it's the maximum gravity they can have. I wonder if I should limit that. Yeah, this is kind of like break the targets. Wow, really, Abby? How did you even find this to be comfortable? Here, let me sit down properly. Hey, Falling Great. Yeah, now sit down. Okay, so is this a good idea or not? What do people think? The sickle thing. Like, is it funny? Is it dumb? Is it... You like it? So for those who weren't watching, when you touch this normally, you cannot get the strawberries yourself. If you switch to the sickle, it'll throw sickles out, and then they can harvest it for you. And if you air dash, it'll shoot a bunch of them out in one direction. So you collect them that way. It makes sense. It does make sense. So can we hit those? No, I don't think so. Maybe if you got lucky. Or if I start like over here. No, I don't think you can reach those. Oh, if a sickle shot out then, it would have worked. Did that make a sound? God, so many things crack me up about this. All right, let's leave it then. I'm not really sold on this. Yeah, I'm not really sold. Well, okay, let's try one last thing before I commit this. Let's try making it so that in physics process, chance to spawn item equals selected tool is the sickle. If it's a sickle, how about we double the chance? Otherwise, we set it back to what it was. Oh, whoops. I was supposed to say chance to spawn item. Yeah. Let's try this. Also, I don't know if I saw you already, Sarah, but hi, Sarah. All right, how's that? So now you select the axe. It's going to throw out a few of them. Select the sickle. It's going to throw out twice as many. Yeah, so you will eventually collect them more readily, I guess. And you can pretty much just walk into them that way, because you're throwing so many of them. Nice. Okay. Only allow the sickle to collect strawberries. Okay, what is next? Tutorial man. Maybe he's yapping to himself somewhere with lots of capitalized words. He could be walking up and down in the air and speaking at a 90-degree angle. Lovely platformer we're having, isn't it? Do you want to learn how to plant alligators? I like this idea. This is just so ridiculous, the stuff that I'm adding to this. And it's intended to be ridiculous. We don't have a graphic for the, like a speech bubble, right? They kind of have one, but I don't think it really scales the way I want it to. Yeah. I just need to be able to add this in at the bottom. We could make it look like one of these, though. Yeah. Strawberries and cream. Costco just made a strawberries and cream dessert. But it looked like a ton of whipped cream. Let me show you this picture if I can find it. Yeah, here it is. This thing. It's like, it's apparently 2 pounds. So it's like probably a pound of whipped cream and then some strawberries. All right, so tutorial man, let's go do this. All right, how are we going to do this? We have tutorial man over here. It's got their animated sprite in a collision shape. I guess they don't really need collision in this case. In fact, they don't even have collision over here. Why do we give them collision? I don't think there was a reason for that. Maybe for move and slide, which I never ended up using. $17 dessert. 2 pounds of dessert, though. Cream poured over, sprinkled with sugar. Yeah. Well, over here, over here, they tend to mean this actually. Cool Whip and strawberries. Whipped topping. All right, so we'll throw them into the game. They've got some animations for walking left and right. I guess we need to add one for walking up and down. So what I'm picturing is this. Oh, I guess we can just rotate them 90 degrees. Yeah. And I don't know where we put them. Maybe we instantiate them in here and drag them over to the side. Oh, they can't be like way smaller than you, right? So maybe we double the size of them. Transform scale 2. Whoops, that's 32. Now, where would you not quite see this, but you could see it? So you might just work your way up to the right side of the world. I think maybe after all the absurdity, we have them toward the end. Maybe like over here. And then we rotate them like that. And then have them walk through the world. So they'll just walk on a path from here to here. And maybe type some text. Maybe this should be upside down walking so that the text is actually showing this way. I don't know. This is going to be crazy. So now we need to give them a different script. Just DVD screensaver. They bounce all around. I was just picturing that they'll walk on a path in the sky here. And then their dialogue will come out of the top of their head, which will be in the world. And they'll say nonsensical things. And I guess you actually will be able to read this text, but it'll be upside down, so it's kind of like it's garbled. All right, let's go figure out where to put that. So Fever Dream Game, here it is. And we add in a script for tutorial, Fevered Tutorial Man. Now there's a name for a class. So this is going to be a Node 2D. Well, actually, it's not a Node 2D. It's a character body. Oh, it doesn't matter. It's a Node 2D in terms of what we're concerned about. We don't need collision or anything. So in ready, we want to get its animated sprite. Private animated sprite. Great. Then fetch that. All right, it is not uniquely named. Okay, good. And I want them to actually know what we can do. We don't even need a script on them for moving. We could just put it on for. We could make an animation player. Although at that point, I need editable children here, right? Yeah, I should do that. Okay. This is wild. So this will be walk and talk. Why are there so many things in the debugger here? Oh yeah, I already fixed that. Can I clear this? Yeah. Okay, so now we add a property, which is going to be their position. And this will be, I don't know, 10 seconds long. We'll start them moving in one direction. So over here, I will move them. No, I want them to move in an angle. Why can't I drag this? Oh, because I got to do it by entire tiles. Oh, let's turn off snapping. Yeah, let's have them move over there. Now, how do you key this? Like so. All right, so there. They'll move from there to there. And I'm having them move backwards. I guess swap the locations of these. Let the speed at 0. Is his speed going to increase here too? No. All right, there you go. So he moves here, then he waits for a bit. Then he moves back. All right, let's see how fast that is. It's a little too fast. Maybe we increase how long this is here for and just spread everything out a little bit. So maybe it takes him 5 seconds to get there. Then he waits for a couple seconds. Then it takes him 5 seconds to get back. Okay, that looks pretty good. Now let's add in a way to control his animated sprite. So I guess we have to call a method on his animated sprite, which is play. And the name that we're going to be playing, this is what? Walk left and walk right. So if we rotate our heads, he's walking to the right now. At least in terms of what animation he should use. But I mean, if he's just there in the sky, I guess he could be going in any direction. Now let's duplicate this. And when he gets to this point, which we'll say is at 7, sure. Then he's going to switch to walking left. And we duplicate this one more time. And we get to here at 5. He has an idle animation, right? Idle left. He only has idle left. Well, we could just add in idle right. Or just flip him. Can you duplicate this? You can't. It looks like you should be able to. What are these for if you can't duplicate? Oh, because it's inside of the scene. Okay, yeah, there we go. Copy and paste. Okay, so idle right. I guess just delete all of these. And add in tutorial man, idle. And 4. Why is this not zooming in anymore? Idle left is what I want, so these 4. Okay, now back to the Fever Dream game. So he gets to this point, we play idle right. And then another 5 seconds, and he waits for 2 seconds. Duplicate this over to here, 14. And duplicate this. And this one's going to be idle left. And then that's where it should reset. So this should be 14 seconds long. So that's his walk cycle. Let's go see how that works. There he is. He's going to move, right? Oh, I didn't set it to auto run. There. Now he should move. I might need to restart the scene. And can you make this loop? There it is. Nice. All right, well, we got to get back there now. Oops. Oh, I see him. There we go. Perfect. Now we need him to talk. So let's add in a panel container and give this a custom panel. I want to make this look like the other thing that we have. Ugh, I don't ever feel like figuring this stuff out. Guess it's an Atlas texture first of all. Dialog. All right, so it's by 96. So we want 0, 0, width 48. 48. Nice. Got it. All right, so there's our container. Now I want to change the texture margins. I think that's good. and then position this above the character. All right, this is gonna be a little bit tough. So now we need to add in a rich text label. And this is a test of what? Of having a lot of text. Okay, so we want to expand this, of course. And we could just move the whole thing now. Well, in this case, I think I had an idea of what it was supposed to be. Plus, I saw the sizes over there. All right, so what are the actual lines he's supposed to say? Lovely platformer we're having, isn't it? This is so ridiculous. So ridiculous. All right, default color black. You can actually read this. And then default texture filter linear. I wanted them to say a couple of different things. Want me to teach you how to plant alligators. Does that fit? Yeah, but I think that's probably a little too much in terms of text. Like this one fits. Maybe he just says this. I mean, people are going to have to turn their heads to read this. Okay, so let's try that. So panel container is visible right now. Oh, and as this guy moves, well, let's just see how it works in the game. So tutorial man has a script that we're going to need. Beaver tutorial man, and it's just to get his panel container. Panel container. Panel container. Panel container. Panel container. Cool. Let's give him the script. So once he's in view is when I think we should show this, and then never again. No, actually, we should just show it, yeah, once he's in view. And there's some way to do this. Godot detect if object is visible on screen. There's some event for that. Visibility notifier. There it is. How's that work? Rectangular region of 2D space that detects whether it's visible on screen. When any part of this region becomes visible, it will emit a screen entered. Okay. Let's go find out how to use this. Add notifier. Is that the rectangle? Oh, wow. How did that work? Huh. Okay, that was easy. There's no frustum in 2D. It's just a rectangle. But if there's a visibility notifier 3D, then that probably uses a camera frustum. I mean, I guess maybe you can consider a rectangle to be a collapsed frustum, but I don't think you probably would. All right, let's try this. So, well, this we don't need to fetch again. We need to just get the visibility notifier. Equals get notifier.screen entered plus equal on screen entered, sure. Then go make this. And I want to do fade functions, or I guess just panel container dot fade in 1. I kind of want to have it type this out too, which would mean we'd have to tween the visible ratio of this text. Yeah. So tween.tween callback. No, not even tween callback. Tween.tween property So we need the rich text label. Okay, let's go get that too. Rich text label, rich text label. Both of these are supposed to be with a percent sign. And then this is supposed to be a rich text label. Okay, so now tween the ratio. Do we ever do this somewhere else? What's it called? Visible ratio and visible characters. I thought we did this. Oh, maybe I did it in an animation player. Okay, well, we need a Godot string name for this. Region, Godot. Wait, are these even string names or are these node paths? Ugh. Where'd that code go? Queen property takes in it's a node path. And we don't have, oh, we do have node paths. Okay, so we'll add one here for visible ratio. Good. Now back to the Fever tutorial, man. And we take the Godot node paths dot visible ratio. And then what are the other two things? Final val and duration. Okay, yeah. Final val is 1. Duration is 4 seconds. Sounds good. And then we set the rich text labels visible ratio to 0. And that should do it. Yeah, let's go try that out. This will be interesting. Whoop. It just faded in again? Oh, because every time it enters. Whoops. Forgot to do that. Private void shown. I mean, I guess the way we could see is the panel container visible? Yeah. If panel container dot visible. What is visible? Why are there two different things for this? There we go. Okay. So it's already visible, then just return. Don't do anything else. But yeah, that thing appearing out of nowhere is very apparent.
Whoops.
Alright, let's get over there again. Let's have the sickle selected so we can get some strawberries while we're doing it. Oh, there it is. Yeah. This is why this is called the Fever Dream game. Okay, I think that's good. I don't think he needs to say something else. Okay, looks good. Looks good. Didn't need this. Yep, nice. Nice, okay. Add tutorial man to Fever Dream game. All right, so now different tile set we'll do later. Glitched out text. So I don't think you need the question mark emojis again. Well, yeah, I don't know. All right, so glitched out text. How do we want to do this? Because there are a couple different routes we could take. Or we could take all of them. So high level options. Choose just one from the set of options below, or choose several. Option 1 would be have absurd pieces of text, like press Z to caret. Option 2 would be have garbled pieces of text, sort of like the Zalgo text. This is a test. Yeah, so imagine something like this, where it's this unholy abomination. Or maybe it's like some characters are changing. So we have this garbled pieces of text, and it's like we've got just some different letters here. And yeah. And that way when you go to read it, you're like, that's not a real thing. What I was picturing though is that this would just keep changing. Like this X might change to a W at some point. Okay, what we could do, okay, I kind of like this idea. What if we started with option 1, and when the text showed on, when the text is on screen, it will randomly change a single character within the string. This would probably be a nightmare to localize though, right? Because like, what if we're not using an English alphabet? How would we randomly change a character in the string? Maybe we just have a translator type in random characters. Yeah, that's probably what we do. Why is this showing up here? What is that? I don't think I've seen that. Oh, random characters. Yeah. Okay, I like this idea. I like this idea a lot. This is very cool. Orange Ray, thank you for the resub. Thanks for the 50 months. How goes it? Has your life stabilized? I always try to ask somewhat cryptically if you don't want this stuff brought up. So feel free to not engage on this. Yeah, I like this idea a lot. Not letting me reload my subscription page or sub to people right now. That is strange because usually all the monetary stuff they try to have at the ready. Doesn't seem to be an add-on problem. Have you checked to see if it's an ad blocker problem or something? So glitch.txt. So here's what we're going to do. We'll start with an absurd message. And while the text is on screen, we'll garble maybe entirely on screen. How does this work? When any part of this region is visible. I want to know when the whole thing is visible. I guess we could just set it to the middle of the dialogue or something. Yeah. Well, the text is on screen. We'll garble a character at random. Throwing all kinds of errors. The reason I ask about an ad blocker is because I have a DNS level ad blocker and I sometimes need to disable it for certain sites to work. Still trying to come to a long-term agreement. A temporary one right now, which is mostly working. Okay. Well, I am hoping for your stability, Orange Ray. All right, let's go get a new control here. So let's close out of all this stuff. And what are these right now? They're just labels, right? Yeah, so I'll make a new label. And I want it to look kind of like this label. What do these have? They have auto wrap off, horizontal alignment center. Okay, I want to set those things. So where is that stuff? Oh, this isn't the label. I just called it label. Okay. Auto wrap off, horizontal alignment center. What are the other things? They got to be visible at least. That's pretty important. So set the outline size to 8. Can I just copy a label in here? Yeah, that would be way easier. Let's just do that. Done and done. So we're going to call this something like beavered label. Yeah, pretty good. Okay, let's go save this inside the Fever Dream game UI beavered label. All right, this is a very like dream-like thing I'm trying to do here. let's go into the UI folder and make a new file. Fevered label. Okay, so we need an on-screen notifier. Why is this off in the middle of nowhere? Oops, I didn't mean to do that. This is not centered. I want to set this to 0.5, 0.5, I think. And then set the position to 0. Maybe I don't. I'm not sure what I want to do here yet. But that's probably pretty good. And then we set this to be the center of that text. No, that means I do need to anchor this like this. No, that doesn't work. I don't exactly know how to do what I'm trying to do, but I think we do it with another control in the middle. And then put this here and then make this thing get anchored to the center. That kind of works. Just change the size back to nothing. And then try to center this. There we go. So now the visibility notifier is right in the center. So as long as you can see the center of the text, this will work. What's the ETA for this game? I have no idea. I'm trying to get a very, very rough checkpoint ready by the end of next week so that I can start sharing it with some people just to see, like, do they enjoy this? But that will have been 1 month of work for probably roughly 10 minutes of gameplay. So this game might take forever to make. I fevered Magnus a couple weeks back. You'd fit right in this game. All right, now we need the script, fevered label. And we need something sort of like what we did over here. So let's go copy paste everything and paste that there. And actually, what else do we need? We already have the label. I think that's fine. So the notifier is get this and screen entered. Okay, and then we do want to keep track of whether this thing is currently visible. So private bool is on screen. And now we need screen exited. On screen exited. Cool. So is on screen equals false, is on screen equals true. We don't need this stuff going on here. And then we just need a physics process. If is on screen and percent random.shared.percent chance 0.02. I don't know, it's got to be a pretty slim chance. Let's just see what it feels like in practice. Oh, this is now tied to tick count, right? Because we'll get 60 chances at this. 60 chances at a 1% time means that in 1 second this should happen. Accomplished a lot in this short time. Oh yeah, I don't think it's bad to work on a game for a long time. I think it's only potentially bad if you're doing it to eventually make money and the game doesn't make money. Because there goes, probably 7 years of when you could have been working on another game. So here we're going to write garble text. Private void garble text. Note, when we eventually localize the game, we can have translators. We don't even need translators to do this, but yeah, type some set of characters to garble with. Never getting done feeling. I don't mind that so much if it's fun to do. Part of this is about the journey. So we need to get its original text. So you just say text equals text, or like string text equals this. And then we're going to pick a random index. Random index equals that. And then we're going to pick a random character. Maybe like const string garble characters. I just want it to be the alphabet. Let's just type the alphabet. And maybe randomly change the casing of it. So now text equals text. Wait, can I just do this? Text random index garble characters. Nice. The indexer has no setter. Oh, that's too bad. Bye, Leap Year Girl. On the way to Ithaca. Nice, nice, nice. Yeah, have a good time. Take care. Happy Wednesday. Thanks for the gifted sub. So text equals text dot substring. How does this work? I always forget how this works. Start index. So there's one that takes in an end index as well. Length. So start index and length. Okay, so start index is going to be 0. Length is going to be up until the random index, I guess. Yep, that should be good. Plus the garbled character. Garbled character equals this. And then if random.shared.percent_chance. Or maybe we should just make a flip coin in here. Public bool flip coin. Return %chance 0.5. I think there's already a random boolean. I don't think I need to do this. Where is the code I was just at? Here it is. Yeah, if bool, is there an X bool? There isn't? Wait, seriously? Oh, man. Okay, fine. Maybe we'll just call it next bool then. Has 2 parameters, but is invoked with it. Yeah, there we go. All right, now back to here. So next bool. Then garbled character equals to upper. Sure. Then we go form this string. There we go. Why is this yellow? Use span-based string concat. Sure. And then set the text. In fact, we can just do this, right? Specify culture info. I don't actually care about that right now. Cannot convert type char to target type string. Okay. Cannot resolve method. Candidates are to upper char. To upper. There's no to upper. Why don't we just make this a string then? What if I do invariant here? Okay, how's that? Yeah, how is that? Let's go try it out. So I don't think this will work if you spawn inside of where the text is. So let's say that instead of this fever dream text, we type something like fever text 1, and I don't know what I'm doing because that makes no sense. Fevered label, okay, and then delete all the rest of these and put this in the right spot. All right, press Z to caret. Okay, let's try that now. So once a second, it should change a letter. It might change a space. We got to make it not change spaces. It's not once a second. Press Zuto. Okay, I gotta probably be careful because I guess this can technically infinite monkey typewriters into very bad sentences here. Maybe this is a dumb idea. What started as a very funny idea turned into not a funny idea. What do we do about this? I'm not going to write like an obscenity detector in here. We could just always replace it with like safe letters, like just put a bunch of Z's in it. Well, all right, let's think about this. So problem, randomly changing letters in a string can lead to incredibly bad words. So option 1, only change using like safe letters. So like press Z to caret. We could change any letter, any number of letters here to Z and it would be fine. That looks kind of stupid though, because then your final string is a whole bunch of Z's. I'm not going to actually type this out, but it doesn't matter. Option 2 is garble using known garbled strings that aren't bad. Option 3 is use a profanity detector and prevent that from happening. I wonder how... Well, I was going to say, I wonder how YouTube does it, but YouTube probably does have this. They probably use like base, whatever it is, 56 or something, and then have a profanity detector on top of that. I just wanted this to be a funny idea. What if we only changed like 3 or 4 characters at most? Change only 3 to 4 characters at most. Could garble per word and replace them with other keywords from the game, like it's pointing at the wrong variable. Yeah, I guess option 4 is have a single, maybe like this. It's actually option 2B. Treat the garbled string as a destination and like walk there from the source string. So we could have like press Z to caret transitions to something like, I'm just going to type random letters. There. You just need to make sure that no combination on the way there causes a bad word to show up. Alternatively, we could like blank out some of the letters or just change the letters themselves. Change sizing of letters or colors or styling. Yeah, this might be the right idea. Like instead of like, so press Z to caret, the Z could get really tiny, the C could turn orange, the T could be rotated. Pretty much whatever we have inside of BB code, Godot. Hey, who cares? I had a chicken salad today. Yeah, I like the styling idea too. I think that can work pretty well. What do we have in terms of styling? So bold, italics, underline, strike through, code. Fill? There are colors here too somewhere, right? Color. Outline. Yeah, added in a table. I bet the AI could write a function to make sure the words are never bad. Okay, so the way that a lot of profanity filters work is they just have a list of all the profanity. But let's say that the word cow is profane. So you could have C0W and like humans are going to read this as cow. So now what if you have another like a look-alike sound or a sound-alike thing where, I don't know, it's like CO space W, it's across a word, or yeah, there's so many things you need to think about with this. And the odds of it happening would probably be pretty low. But if it could happen, then that means that someone could load up the game sometime, get to this portion of it, and see something that they find very offensive. And yeah, it'd just be bad to have that happen. So I kind of like this idea. The problem is I don't think this is an easy algorithm to write because we need to keep track of all the changes we've made and know what the source letters are of the string and have some way to detect that they're the source letters. Maybe we just use a regex that captures them inside of a fake tag and surround the fake tag. Yeah, that could work. Use a regex to find the letters inside of a fake tag, e.g. like orig p/orig press. Then we just find any matching group and surround that in a different style. This could just break the game. And that's using REST APIs. You can't really do that because then people have to have an internet connection to play the game for a profanity filter, which would be like really, really bad. You can't get a bad word without a vowel. Yeah, it's just we need to keep track of this for every language too. It'd be like opening a dictionary to be offended if you opened a page where there's a bad word. I don't think it's like that though, because you would potentially get to a point in this game where just imagine like whatever the most offensive word is you can imagine, and it's just showing on the screen all of a sudden. You might not have paid attention to like how this happened or how it came to be. This is supposed to be like an E-rated game essentially. So, you know, if a 12-year-old kid is playing and their parent looks over their shoulder and they're like, "What did that just say?" Like, you definitely wouldn't expect that. Anyway, it's about to run an ad break, so I'm going to take a break. Also, hi Dimlos. Is it jump time? Is that going to work? Huh, it didn't cut out the hyphens apparently. Is it jump time? It's still not getting. All right, break. Let's just get out of here. It's jump time. Hello, hello. Easy way to get third place is if you ever, well, I guess there are 3 people here, but if you ever join at the very last second, and there are only 2 people. All right, close the game. Are you trying to figure out how to create garbled or glitched dialogue? Yeah, and I think what I settled on is just changing the style, but even then, I'm not totally sure that I like this idea. And thanks, Dimlos. Yeah, I made that a while ago. Because even if I do this, like how bad or how good is it going to look? I mean, let's say we just add a rich text label here and we turn on BB code and I have like press Z to caret. And we go look at it by doing this. There it is. Okay, fit content, turn off word wrap. Okay, so if we randomly bold something, it's actually going to cause these glitches here in the text, which in this particular case might actually be fine because we have intersecting characters in this font, but we'll eventually have a font that won't have this problem. So yeah, turning this bold causes these like tearing to happen. Which honestly, it's not too bad. You know what else we could do is we could arbitrarily pick a point and just just add tags around those points. It doesn't need to be a single character. Yeah, so we could pick like here, for example, and put color equals red. And then over here, and we put /color. Why did that not work? Oh, because you can have interleaving tags. Oh. Well, you know what we could do then is just never close the tags. Oh no, but you can't do this either because you can't find the tag. Or what you'd do is you'd keep track of which positions you're adding the tags to. Would that work? Yeah, I think that would work. I think we could just randomly pick a starting position based on the length of the source string. Then iterate from start to finish when encountering and like, yeah, store this in a dictionary of int to string. Then iterate start to finish over the source string's length. Or rather just sort this. I don't know. Anyway. And then yeah, when you're at a dictionary position, add all tags to the actually it's like a list of strings, right? Add all tags to the destination string. And then only allow some max number of tags. Can you just append the closing tags to the end of the word and keep adding starting tags from the start of the word? Yeah, that would work too. I actually don't know if the closing tags matter. Oh, wait a second. Push tags? If you don't want to use BB code for performance reasons, you can use functions provided by rich text label to create formatting tags without writing BB code in the text. Every BB code tag, including effects, has a push tag function. Oh, that could potentially work, right? Curious. Curious. There's another effect that I hadn't thought of until just now, which is option 6, add a shader on the text. Type that word again so I get into my muscle memory. Add a shader on the text so that it's like a dripping effect or something. Or just random parts of it. Yeah. Hi. That'd be kind of interesting. Those shaders that make your skin crawl. Yeah, any shader that could just change parts of the text. That could potentially work too. All right, well, I don't think now's the time to work on this particular problem, but I want to write this down at least. So we can't just randomly change characters, or else we could end up with obscenities. I think the best way to proceed is either to randomly change the formatting using BB code. Can I link to this? Yes. Or to add a shader, I got it, start typing that correctly, on certain characters or parts of the string that will make the text drip. All right, but for now, I don't think this is a good idea for me to pursue this. I'll copy paste the whole code that I had. Yeah, I'll just paste this in here. And then I'll just shrink it down. And we'll make it consoleless. There we go. Is it possible to change the font for a specific letter and have an alien font? It is possible to do that, yeah. You can change the font using the font tag here. Problem is I need an... Oh, wait a sec. We don't necessarily need an entire font. We could just have a font... Wait, we don't even need a font. we could just have images, right? We have the emoji things. The only problem with that... Hang on, let me try this out. Yeah, we have an image tag. I don't think this is great, though, because it uses the text filter, the texture filter of the entire canvas item. But what if we did this? How do you specify that you should use an image? Do you need to, like... Yeah, how do image tags work? From the path can be any valid texture 2D resource. Okay, so let's go find... Where are the emojis? Here. But it's going to be the whole thing, isn't it? Yeah, I think it's going to be the whole thing. It will do that. Image options. Color, height, width, region. Region rect. Okay, so region, X, Y, width, height. Okay, let's try that out then. So image, where'd this go? You put the path inside here, so /image. And the path in this case is going to be the emojis. So that's the whole image. But then we just want region equals X, Y, width, height. Yeah, so we could replace a random letter like this. It's just going to look bad because, like I said, the texture filter is wrong. And if I fix the texture filter, it's going to look bad for the font now. So now the font is blurry, or like aliased, I guess, and the emoji looks very crisp. But yeah, we could do that. It's just too bad about the texture filters here. And the only real way around that is to like write a custom almost like text renderer / image injector. Is there a Godot issue on this? Rich text label, texture, filter, image. I know there's only one filter per canvas item, but I wonder if other people have talked about this. Maybe we search for it like this. No, yeah, Dimlos, that it would be really, really tough to get that to work with every language and everything. You can implement custom filters like the wavy one. Maybe that lets you change the filter of the contents. Do you mean the rich text effects? Like this sort of thing? Because yeah, I don't think you can, it's the texture filters at the canvas item level. So like the rich text label itself is the canvas item, and then you can only just change this stuff. Now that said, this is another thing we could do. We could like fade out some letters. We could rainbow some of the letters. Although at that point, it's just BB code styling still. Custom effects, yeah, we could do a custom effect. But I am still curious if they have anything listed here, just easily solving this problem. I don't see anything here. I wrote this in my own notes somewhere. Texture, filter. Every once in a while, you want to node with multiple ones. That's not possible. Yeah. All right, well, I did write this down that it only looked bad at large sizes. So if you're zoomed out, you actually shouldn't even really notice, right? Yeah, you probably shouldn't even notice. And if it looks a little bit aliased, you could just be like, well, that's part of the glitch. That's the effect. Yeah, I think this could be kind of interesting. I'm still not certain I want to do this, but it would work. But I think I'm gonna move on from this for now. So we could also randomly replace letters with emojis. Yeah. All right, well, let's come up with some absurd text here. This should be fun. Do I have changes right now? I do, right? What is this? Can you look at diffs inline? Yes, you can. Okay, that's probably pretty nice. Yeah, so I changed some things here. I added this. Next bool we can keep. Yeah, I'll check that in. Add next bool random.next bool function or extension. The rest of this I think we'll get rid of. Roll back and just delete all this stuff. Delete. Cool. Okay, so it's all gone. Now let's go back into Godot and we should see the normal stuff here. So I like the idea of this saying press Z to caret. I want similarly absurd things over here. And maybe this isn't even like tutorial text. As an example, this could be like, I guess it could cover sort of anxiety dreams that we have here. I don't know. I want to have like little nods to these sorts of things. Have two labels in a margin container, each with one with each filter you need. So they'd be like overlapping. Oh, don't forget your exam tomorrow is a pretty good one. You forgot to do yours. Oh, it's a little late if you're in the US, but hopefully the penalties wouldn't be too harsh. All right, so what else do we have here? Press R in the air to dash. Uh, so the kind of sort of high level things I'm thinking here are it could be references to dreams, references to the combo of games, or any other memories you had in this game, which wouldn't be very many because you would have only gone through the first platformer and the farming game, and I guess the Architect's Realm. Fall forever. Use the effect to hide the characters in one label that are shown on the other. Should work, but very silly. Yeah. Number of gems they collected on the first time through. You think we will like put a diamond counter here? All right. Do we have any other ones? Long jump instructions? Hmm. Okay. I think this is pretty good. All right, so let's try this from the beginning and just kind of see how this all feels. So let's go to the flow control flags and set this to the original platformer. I want to see everything in context. All right. I gotta fix the hovering there. Yeah, I like the music. I'll work on the rest of the music in on Friday. Also, really a fan of this farming music. It's like the easiest slap together thing. Pro farmer over here. Can't wait for Friday. Guess the time it is oatmeal time. Wonder how many crops you have to water completely to be tired. So how many are in a row here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we've done 21 so far. 22, 23, 24, 25. Music's about to end. 26, 27, 28, 29. All right, now maybe when we go to bed. You're not ready for me, human. All right, now we can go to sleep. You seem to be ready, human. Pull the blanket over yourself and relax. I would be like, what is going on in this game? What if I got here and I never played this before? This is so silly. Yeah, probably a lot of people would not discover the thing with the sickles. All right, anyway, that's all we've got so far. So how did Adam know? Wonder if Abby being there, just doing nothing actually increases your productivity. She's just such a good little relaxed cat. Pull the blanket off yourself and wake up. Could be here, yeah. Maybe the fall forever is the... Anyway, yeah, this is feeling pretty good. So you're gonna go to the architect again. They're gonna teleport you back into the farming game. You're gonna wake up in the farming game again, and you're now able to go to town. Your farm will have like thoroughly developed in that time. You'll have some dialogue with the tutorial man again. I don't think we'll get all that done tomorrow, which is a little bit stressful. I think we'll have to do it on Monday. But I do like where this is going. All right, so did I do anything here? Oh yeah, I filled out the text. Fill out fever dream text. Okay, hey, Ilhan. Very, very big fan of the game. So, oh man, I love it. I think it's so great. And I really do want to see people's reactions to this because I think this is different enough from a lot of other games people have probably played. What part do you transfer to the dream? I understand the fever dream concept, but not how you get there. You literally fall asleep. So if I go to the farming game and we go into free play mode, so yeah, you're in this game. You get tired. You go to bed. You seem to be ready. Pull the blanket over yourself and relax. And then you fall asleep. And now this is intended to be your dream, but it's not really a dream. You've teleported yourself into the first game. And the glitch that's in that game that allows you to see the architect is still there. So, pull off the blanket. I think the dialogue's a little too big. I should probably shrink that down. I'm not sure I like get ready there. Ah, we got another strawberry. God, I just am. I'm so happy with how this is turning out. I know it looks like a pile of trash with a bunch of sprites coming out of me like this, but it's supposed to look that way. I am the strawberry master. Yeah, I want to buy this game now. Yeah, unfortunately, okay, so I do think the majority of the fun for me for the game is going to be in making it. I don't think this is the kind of game you can have fun playing too much as a developer. But I do think other players will have fun playing it. Like Skeleseller, I enjoyed playing on my own. That wasn't a game where making it took the fun out of playing it. A discount on the first weekend? Too soon? Too soon? No, it's fine. Yeah. All right, take care, Dimlos. Thanks for dropping in. Yeah, I'll add bone mode to this. Actually, that would be a very funny joke. But it stands for something else. Maybe it's the, like, maybe it's a credits menu. What would we call that? What could that stand for? Let me just look this up. Person, no. Team, bunch, band. Yeah. Bunch of just trying to use a thesaurus here. All right, I don't have anything great here. Bunch of something, I don't know. Figure it out. Bunch of people who endeavored. What starts with an N that could be like developer or, and not really developer though. Worker. Nerds. Yeah. Okay. Bunch of nerds. Something. I don't know. E. I'll just do that. Okay, yeah. Or it could just be, well, it wouldn't be a mode, I guess. Yeah, I'm done trying to plan what this joke is supposed to be. I'm not even probably gonna do it. Are these asset packs temporary? Or are you planning on doing a custom asset pack? Just like Scala Seller? So some of the assets are temporary, but a lot of them actually are final. And yeah, a lot of, by the way, a lot of the assets just aren't even being used yet. So for example, in the farming game, like we just have a green set of grass and like a brown rectangle for dirt. Like we need to do better than this, but I just haven't taken the time to do that yet. Yeah. So it will look better even with the same assets. Yeah, we got to take some time to do that. And we have a ton of them. A ton. And we're just going to buy more asset packs too. All right, so that dialogue is a little too big. I do want to shrink that down because it's over here. And if we turn this on, yeah, it's pretty large, especially in game, especially full screen. So font size, maybe set this to 14 or even 12. You could probably still read that. And then shrink this that way and that way. I still want this to be centered. Yeah, what happens if this expands beyond this? Test. Okay, yeah, that's a problem. But that should be easy enough to fix because you can set the grow direction. Is that not a thing you can do? Maybe the container has it? Where is this that I'm looking for? There's something that lets you control which direction a thing grows in. I don't know where that is though. As we just search for grow, it's not in either of these, is it? Maybe it's in HBox container or something. What am I thinking of? Huh, I don't know what I'm thinking of. It's a container sizing you're looking for, right? Is it? Oh, yeah, there it is. Okay, yeah. I think that's it. So I set this to shrink begin. No, but then it would need to expand upward, right? No, it's expanding downward. Oh, I guess so we could. No. No. Yeah, I need to probably do something different. That and the anchor. Okay. Yeah. Is this. Whoops. Did I just move something? This needs to be at the bottom so that now it grows upward. Ah, there we go. Okie dokie. Okay, now we just go change the anchor to be custom and give it an offset of a little bit. So instead of this, we set this to, that is not working. I guess we just give it an offset in terms of, oops, almost negative 15. Yeah, that's probably pretty good. All right, so let's see. Yeah, now you can type however much you want and it grows upward. Okay. Yeah, I think that'll look a little bit better. Because otherwise, it's this huge dialog box that pops up. Okay, so shrink dialog box in Fever Dream. The text also causes, I changed the anchor so that the text causes it to grow upward. May want to set horizontal to shrink center too. Yes, that would be a good idea. There we go. Okay. Done. So the next overall step, whoops, what happened with, this shouldn't have been up here. None of this should have been up here. Oh yeah, so Fever Dream game is basically done. Architect's Realm again is also kind of done. We need to change the text a little bit. I'll write this stuff down for tomorrow. Main goal is to get as far as possible with the outline for the rest of the scenes. So like change the text in the architect's office. Yeah, where is the text? I put a star next to it. I don't see the star. There it is. It's inverted colors. Yeah, you again. Should they say get out again? Maybe. Not sure if I want the get out still. So that's the Architect's Realm, Fever Dream game, then Farming game again to meet Sidekick. You have to be able to go into town. This might be annoying. Send you from the Fever Dream game into the farming game again. Allow you to go to/from town and have tutorial man's new dialogue. And then you should be able to talk to NPCs. And then Sidekick should come over to greet you. And then we automate their dialogue. Oh my God, I love this game. I just think this is the coolest thing. I need to fix that as he walks off after teleporting you out. It's not, yeah. So I have like very particular lore reasons for why certain things are happening here. And in that case, it's like they aren't going to fix their games. And one of the messages overall is that their games actually don't really have a problem in terms of enjoyment. It's just that certain players don't like those games. And yeah, I like that idea. All right, we automate their dialogue. And then what did we do? I've got like a whole bunch of ideas here, and I think they're kind of grandiose, and we need to bring them down to earth. So this is just dialogue. This is totally fine. We can do this. And for those who hadn't seen, I wrote in a special, where is this? Options presenter. I wrote a special thing in here that lets you automatically choose a selection from the dialogue. So you eventually talk to an NPC that has free will. And the way we represent their free will is by having them choose dialogue options, which I think is a very nice little small thing we can do. So they have a conversation with you. Then they say, yeah, those crops need to be important to the tutorial. Could add a joke at this point. Yeah, you get a key. You got one, too. Takes you to the community center. There are 2 rooms across from each other. Yeah. So this is probably going to be too hard to do all tomorrow morning. But this would bring you to the end of the first checkpoint. Then we have a lot of fleshing out to do. But yeah, this is turning out to be pretty cool. Man. Yeah. I'm excited. I've been working on this in the evenings here and there, especially because I have Claude Code now, and the 5-hour rate limit thing is so limiting that I'm like, well, I've got some quota left. Why don't I just work on some stuff? So then I end up working in the evening. It's like the epitome of this game idea. Yeah. I really like this. Okay, so fleshed out the Fever Dream game quite a lot. There are a ton of zany ideas in it. Save up some prompts for Friday. Yeah, that's the other thing I was thinking about is I should probably keep track of like what do I want to do that I haven't done yet. All right. How am I using it currently? For what I would call grunt work. Like, hey, I'll give you an example. In the game, I added manually a bunch of animations for using tools. But then I didn't want to add them for the sickle, but we had the graphics. So I just said to the AI, like, just follow what I did for the other tools and add in the sickle and add in the axe. And I haven't even used these yet. They do literally nothing in the game. So yeah, but like that saved me a bunch of time and it did it correctly. And then yeah, the sleeping animation, it wrote the shader for this because again, it was like, I just don't want to do scene transitions at this point. I think it looks really nice. Definitely communicates that you're sleeping. Do you have your schedule locked in for your vacation? I have made plans on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days. Yeah. So it's going to be a little kind of crazy in terms of stuff to do because I do want to relax too. Shouldn't the camera be stationary inside the house? I don't think it has to be. It could be. Yeah, it could be. Doesn't have to be. Make sure to also recover. Oh yeah, definitely. I think just not working for some time will probably be pretty good. Abby, why do you have to do this? She like paws my arm over to her so that she can lick it and then fall asleep on it. Nice day. Okay, well, I think that's it for today. I have streamed for quite a long time, right? 4 hours in the morning and yeah, 2 hours and 47 minutes. It's been almost 7 hours. I've been streaming a lot more than normal lately. Not even just this week. I've been excited about this game. A cash just like yours, yeah. Cats just want love and attention. All right, who we raiding? All right, let's go raid Ezra while he's still streaming. He said he's going back to the working world. All right, thank you all for being here. Yeah, it has been nice being excited for this stuff. I'll be back online tomorrow, but it'll just be the morning. And then on Friday, we'll do a music stream. Will the game be finished this year? Almost certainly not. I think that's practically an impossibility just based on the amount of things I want to do. So yeah, take care, everyone. Hopefully see you tomorrow. Bye.